Hello everyone, happy to be back again for another video here. This channel I always try to do something different and bring up some different topics that you're not going to find anywhere else, especially as a Catholic dad of young children. And one of the things my family and I like to do is celebrate the feast days of our favorite saints. I think it was Jennifer Fulwiler who said it. She's an atheist who converted to Catholicism. I really recommend looking her up if you haven't heard of her before. She's on, just look up Journey Home Jennifer Fulwiler, and she explains her story of atheist to Catholicism and how that all made sense to her. And she's the one that I remember saying, if you're a Catholic, it's like every day of the year is a holiday. And it is true. If you pick up a daily Roman Missal and you flip through to the calendar at the back, it's like there's a feast day 80% of the time on the church calendar. That's just a guesstimate of 80%, but I think it might be around there because it just seems like they're just constant feast days. So your favorite saint that you have, if it's a well-known one, is going to have a feast day in the Catholic Church. And it's easy to Google and look it up. And on that day, what we like to do when we pick our saints, and we go to Mass as a family that day, especially if it's a weekday Mass. And then for the kids, I let them pick out dinner that night. And right now it's pretty easy, where it's either a Happy Meal or a kid's meal, you know, Burger King or McDonald's, or we take home a pizza right after Mass. So we get home and we celebrate a feast for that saint, and we ask an intercessory prayer when we say grace beforehand. And it's just something to make your kids look forward to, because they know if we go to Mass that night, that there'll be something that we don't normally do afterward, which is getting takeout of some kind. So the feast days that my family picked, that we went through, we decided this as like a New Year's resolution for 2020, and we've stuck to it. We looked up the saints, and we took our calendar, we marked the feast days. That way when we're walking by the calendar, we see feast in big letters, and we look to see who it is that day, and try to do some readings of the saint that day. And if you have a daily missal, there's usually a little paragraph beforehand with a basic rundown of what that saint did when they were alive here on earth. So the feast days that we celebrate are Maximilian Kolbe, St. Augustine, which we just celebrated yesterday, which gave me the idea to make this video, St. Padre Pio. We celebrate a lot of Our Lady's feast days. We celebrate Our Lady of Lourdes, which is February 11th, Our Lady of Fatima, May 13th. We celebrate the Feast of St. Mary Magdalene, which is July 22nd. St. Joseph is a big one in our house. Here's a great book on St. Joseph, by the way, by Father Donald Calloway, Consecration of St. Joseph. I recommend everybody get it. It really draws the men in, but there are women that read this book too, and it's for everybody. My wife and I read this one together. So St. Joseph we celebrate on March 19th. St. Peter we celebrate on June 29th because my son's name is Peter. It's actually the feast of St. Peter and Paul that day. And we celebrate Divine Mercy Sunday, which is the Sunday after Easter. Our Lady of Mount Carmel, because of the brown scapular. She's on my power medal right here. This is an 8-way medal, and Our Lady of Mount Carmel is on here, so it counts as a brown scapular since I'm enrolled in the cloth scapular. We celebrate St. Therese, which is October 1st, St. Nicholas, December 6th, and Our Lady of Guadalupe, December 12th. Those are the days we go by. So on these feast days, like the feast day of St. Peter and Paul, June 29th for St. Peter, and my son Aiden, his middle name is Joseph, so we celebrate for St. Joseph's feast day. We put a little emphasis on the kids that day. We say we're celebrating your patron saints who we named you after, their feast day. We're celebrating it with you in mind. So what we do is we get each of them a little holy gift for those days. And we got Aiden a stuffed Hallmark Blessed Mother doll, and Peter, this past year, we got him a book on Mary's Wardrobe by Anthony DeStefano. So it's something to make your kids look forward to, and I just thought it was a good idea to try something new that way this year. So on a separate note here, I'm on a new phone here. I haven't done videos in a while. I started working with a new company. I had to get my other YouTube videos were done off of that company phone, and I was able to download the app, the YouTube app, onto that phone and upload them directly to YouTube from that phone. So my new company, it's the same industry that I'm in, but it's a different company. So they gave me a better phone, but they don't allow me to download apps on the phone, even if they're free, even if they're your own Wi-Fi. If they get onto that phone and find out that I downloaded any apps, it's going to be a problem. So it was like, oh man, I just upload them directly, do the video, upload them with the app onto YouTube. So I was finally fiddling around with my computer last night, and I added an extension to my phone, and I found a way, because I'm not technologically savvy. That's why I don't really do editing in my videos. I don't have the patience for it. So I did find a way last night. Hey, it popped up from the phone onto the computer. I dragged it down, and I'm able to upload from YouTube from my desktop computer now. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And actually, the video quality on this is even better than the newer phone before I left the other company I was working for. So I found the way. I was ready to go onto my laptop and just do live streams, but the picture quality wasn't going to be that good and the sound quality wasn't going to be that good. So I'm glad I worked this out with this iPhone for the company that I'm working for right now. And also, on another note, we are getting close to 400 subscribers on my channel. And when we hit 400, I'm going to have an epic giveaway. So stay tuned for that. All right, so God bless. Hope this was helpful, especially giving you some ideas for people who are parents of children. Thanks. God bless.